Approximately 39.6% of men and women will be diagnosed with cancer at some point during their lifetime.
My name is Amanda Markley. I was diagnosed in November of 2008 with intracarcinoma breast cancer.
My name is Sharon Carr. I had breast cancer. It was called DCIS in situ.
35% of people who have developed cancer did not survive the disease.
My name is Jill Ackerman and I serve as the superintendent for the Lima City Schools. My mother suffered from ovarian cancer, and when it was discovered, it was at stage 4. So my mother did not survive ovarian cancer. When it was discovered, it was in January of 2001. So for a year, she did aggressive chemotherapy, had surgery, had a hysterectomy, and then went into remission for an entire year. So we celebrated the remission, and then shortly after Christmas of the following year, it returned, and she became very sick very quickly, and in about a 6-month period of time, she passed away.
My name is Brett Ammon. I'm a music teacher at South Science and Technology Magnet School. The doctor called, said that he wanted to see my dad, to bring a family member. The doctor said that the MRI showed that he didn't have a stroke. He had 2 brain tumors. Everything happened so fast. Our situation was really just a whirlwind because when he was diagnosed with cancer, he was told he would have 3 months to live. It ended up being 3 weeks.
I am Rochelle Penn. I work at West Middle School as the building coach. The family member that I lost to cancer was my husband, Paul Penn. He had lung cancer, small cell lung cancer. He was diagnosed in September of 15, and he died in January of 2016. So it was a very short period of time.
More than 90% of all lung cancers are caused by smoking, and 22% of all cancer deaths are due to lung cancer resulting from smoking.
My name is Samantha Tippie. I am a Title I teacher at Heritage Elementary. My mom, she had small cell carcinoma. She had small cell lung cancer because she started smoking when she was 16 years old. Like I said, she was 45 when she was diagnosed. That's almost 30 years of smoking. It doesn't look like a big deal right now. A cigarette here, a cigarette there, but it just grows and grows. So I think the one thing that I try to spread with everybody I know, and this is including my family members who still partake in smoking and everything, watching her go through that was the toughest thing I've ever done, and I don't want my kids to do that.
Every day, at least 40 children are diagnosed with cancer in the U.S. alone, with 175,000 children being diagnosed worldwide each year.
My name is Bob Ohm. My cancer is called retinal blastoma, and I was diagnosed with it as an infant, about 11 months old. My parents began to notice that I was having to stand too close to the television, wasn't reacting to light and so forth. And through a series of tests, I was determined to have this cancer. It is a very rare, often hereditary form of cancer that forms in the retina, moves back through the optic nerves, and if it's uncontrolled, can go to the brain. So, for that reason, both of my eyes had to be removed when I was 11 months old. I have no recollection of light or sight or colors or any of those sorts of things.
These people are giving accounts on family members or themselves having cancer.
I had a 15-month-old son, and when I was first diagnosed, it was very hard because I thought he was never going to know who his mother was.
I think I dwelled more on my parents and my grandparents, passing of cancer than on my own. It didn't seem that big of a deal to me when I went through the treatments. It was harder for me to deal with when they went through it.
So I spent a lot of nights in the hospital with her. The people were very nice. They would brought me a little bed of my own, and I would stay there with her, and then I would get up in the morning and I would go to North Middle School where I was the principal. And then I would go back up there at the end of the day and I would stay there with her. So I felt sad that she was in the hospital, but I felt a real sense of needing to be there to entertain her and to help take care of her and just to watch over her.
The aftermath of the cancer as a little boy, my parents and the teachers who taught me at Delphos St. John's played a huge role in what some would say was a difficult thing for a blind kid to do. And because of my parents' influence, who refused to allow me to feel sorry for myself or to feel different than other kids, is why it is that I am who I am today and the way I am today in terms of my drive and determination and work ethic and so forth.
I've had other people that I know that had cancer, and some relatives, but I guess when it's an immediate family member, it really makes you realize, you know, that yeah, this is real. It hits you hard. It really hits hard.
She was the matriarch. She has all brothers, and she's always taking care of all of them. So when everybody found out, we were all devastated. It was a very, very difficult time. Emotionally, she changed completely. She was a very strong woman my entire life. Never saw her cry. And then once, you know, she was diagnosed with this and realizing she's 45 years old and that this could be the end, she got very sad.
Through it all, he loved to work out, he loved to walk, he loved to be with his family, and he did all that. And the only time that changed was probably the last month of his life, because we spent the majority of the time in the hospital.
People who have had cancer have a greater chance of getting cancer in a different place than people that haven't had cancer yet.
Studies have proven that anyone who has had cancer is at a higher risk of developing another form of cancer. It is something that I often think about. So it doesn't affect how I live, but it certainly is one of those things that I know can become a reality for me at any time.
That's why I only have an only child, because if I had another child, I would go through those hormones again, and I would probably get cancer again.
It is our mission as the 8th grade South Science and Technology Magnet to tell the honest account of the emotional journey of cancer survivors and those family members who are surviving life after loss.
When you think about the bond that you have with someone who suffers from cancer, probably when it's all over, said and done, the thing that I feel the most blessed about is the fact that we spent so much time together during that time that she was ill, and I was able to take care of her. So that's something that is in my heart, and it makes me feel really good.
I think that a positive attitude in dealing with cancer, in dealing with life, in dealing with difficulties at work, in dealing with any situation that you find yourself in is of paramount importance.
I don't let things bother me as much as I used to. There's always somebody going through something worse than what's happening. I'm a lot more patient than I was before, I think, especially in teaching. I used to get real agitated and angry about certain things, and now I'm just kind of, it's not a big deal, just because of everything that I've went through.
A lot of the things the way that I deal with my students are things that, you know, my mom taught me to just always be compassionate, always, even if you're having a rough day, smile and let those kids know that you care about them.
There's so many positive things going on. There's so many people to help you out there. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to, go to people that have had cancer. Don't be afraid to go to your family members and tell them how you feel.
It will take a long time for the pain to go away. You have to make yourself get through it. Think of what the person you've lost would want.
If someone were to lose someone to cancer, I would tell them to pray and to breathe. because sometimes you just have to remember to breathe because the pain is overwhelming.